Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Mason McGaha, of course, of the NHRA Pro Stock series. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Well, it's about that time. I know season's going to start a little later than it usually does. Of course, I believe it starts, of course, at the Gator Nationals. How exciting are you guys to start the year? Because I know I won't say. I mean, it was not the best year for you, bud.
Yeah, we did. We were doing all right in the first half of the year, and it was like we picked up where we left off from 21, and just trying to get that first win. I mean, we're in 2023 now, and I'm still talking about the first win. So I guess that's a little annoying. But you're just trying to get round wins and just keep going out there and having good showings, but obviously try to put together 4 round wins in one day to get that first win. And like I said, we were doing good in the first half, and then the second half just ate our lunch. And we I don't know what we ran across, but we did not do what we were supposed to in the second half, and so we gotta figure out what we got to do to not repeat that again. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited to go to Gainesville. I actually was there a couple weeks ago to get my super comp license at Frank Hawley's drag racing school. So guess got to do a little early testing, even though I went a pro stock card, go there and just, you know, drive a dragster for the first time. I drove a junior dragster, but never a actual super comp type dragster. So got my feet wet in that and got my license and was able to make a trip down to Gainesville. And I always like Gainesville. It's a nice track, and I just like Florida.
Um, kind of looking at how this season's going to be kind of going so far. I mean, there's a lot of change. I know you're going to not be at all 24 events because I know Pro Stock is now running in all of them, but there's a lot of big changes to the schedule. Of course, I know the season usually would start in Pomona. That's going to be later in the year, and then, but of course, the big change is you're back in Chicago again.
Yeah, but it's always good to add another track to your list. I go through the schedule last year. All right, hadn't run here, and just make at least make one pass down the track. Be like, all right, cool. You got to go down that track. Obviously, you want to revisit them year after year and try winning all of them. But yeah, Chicago been ran there in several years, and that'll be a new track to my list. And I think Brainerd we didn't go to last year, and so that'll be a new one. And I believe those two will be the new tracks for me this year.
Um, so going into this season, I know you want to obviously change the results that you had last year, but just overall, is there anything that you've kind of done to kind of help with that?
I mean, I think last year just a lot of it just started to snowball. Just we went all right, had a bad race. It's like okay, that was bad racing. Oh, that was 2 bad races, 3 bad races. And I think it just started getting to where it was just snowballing, and it got to where you were thinking about it too much. I think like me going up there to the starting line, I was thinking, oh, well, what's this thing gonna do? Are we gonna go slow, or are we gonna shake? And then, oh, am I gonna have a bad lie? And it's just, I was, I used to say like, oh, well, how do you cut the good lights? Which I mean, I feel like that's up for debate at times, but I think I'd say, oh, don't think about it. And I think that was part of my issue in the second half with just the bad performance, both on the car and my end. I got to where I was just, ooh, there's 20 things going in my head, and I'm here and there, and then, just there's too many thoughts going through my head. So just, hey, it is what it is, and do what you can do. So just, I don't know. That was one thing about season ending. I was like, it's gonna be 3-4 months before you get to go race again. All that will be, not on your mind anymore, and you can start with a clean slate.
Yeah, does that feel good going into a new season? It's like, yep, whatever happened happened. Now I get to go run. Now I get to go do it again.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we'll get to go. We're talking about going to Houston early February, and they're having a little pro stock test slash race. We're gonna try and go there, and I believe there's some other teams gonna go there, and I guess we'll possibly might have like a little shootout race. So, you'll get to go and in a, I guess, unofficially environment, go and just kind of see how you shake up against everyone else, and there won't really be any pressure to try and get around, win, or get points. You can just go and see how you shake up before the real deal starts. Kind of like a preseason game.
Yeah, I know. Like, I know they like to call it spring training in NHRA. So, besides that, I mean, what else are you got? Anything else you plan on doing before the season starts? And when we get down to down to Florida?
No, like I said, just we're gonna go to Houston. We might go, a couple weekends there, do that one test, and like I said, we might go do a couple other tests there. And I believe Chris has talked about maybe going to Bradenton right before Gainesville, and he'll test, and I'll have to be in school, so I'll have to show up and hope everything straightened out right there the week before. And I mean, I guess like I said, went to Frank Holly's, and we're trying to get a dragster put together, just a super comp top dragster race, just on the side, just for all the time that you have outside of pro stock, let's add more to our plate, and maybe run that a couple times a year.
Okay.
Just do a little bracket racing. Not We're not very good bracket racers, but hey, let's join them.
Yeah. And then just going in and talking about just all the things that this what this season brings. Just overall with everything that's kind of happened. What where let me ask you this: where are you excited about going this year?
Uh, like racetrack wise, or just
Yeah, racetrack wise.
I mean, I've always like I said, Gainesville, love Gainesville, and we get to run both four wides this year instead of one. And every time I've gone to a four wide race, I've gone to the final, and I've gone to three races and three finals, and I finished second, third, and fourth. So I'm thinking, hey, the only one that I hadn't done yet out of those four possibilities is win. So maybe I can check that off when we go to either Vegas or Charlotte. And I think that's all. We'll skip Sonoma. So I mean, I'm not big on California. Sorry to anybody who's California listening. That's nothing personal, but I hate that we're not going to Sonoma. That was our first win, and I always liked Sonoma. And just it was a beautiful facility, and just the area it's pretty area. But yep, like I said, the four wides, that's like my big one. Like, yes, we get to go to both.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Mason, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck the rest of the year.
Yes, thank you for having me on.